Welcome back to the hotspot section of the Morning Dew, happening right here on Dissect TV. Remember, you can leave us your comments on any one of our social media platforms or send us an SMS on 23595. The conversation just started and I knew that this was a match made in heaven, as far as you the viewers are concerned, because there is nothing that these two are agreeing on. And before we went on break, you said something that seemed to trigger Bwana Kefutu Kehoro. So before we go on to the next question, just very briefly, the right of reply is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Bwana Kelvin. I want to reply to my good friend Wambugu Murugu. Wambugu have just said that the problems facing this country today economically were brought by coronavirus. But I beg to differ with him. Why? He should go back as after 2017. How was the economy of this country doing? I mean, we have all the loans that we are loading in a political debt, a situation that we are in today because of President Uhuru Kenyatta. I mean, we have borrowed more than we can resurface those loans. Reason being, we have a poor manager at the helm. The change of guard will help this country to move forward, either positively or negatively. So Kenyans should not be told that the problem to do with economy was brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. It's not true. I mean, even if it have affected, it's just in a little way, not the exaggerated manner in which these guys are saying. So we should call a spade a spade. If the president have failed us economically, he has failed, and he should be told so, that he has failed us economically. In 2017, I can give you an example. For instance, in 2016, if you look at the price of cooking oil, it was, I think, less than 100 per liter. Go and look the price of cooking oil as per 2018, 2019. Before the pandemic came, it was almost twice the price. Reason being, poor management at the helm. So it's not true.
Well, if you talk about debt, now he's talking about debt, not bad performance of our economy. We can blame our debt ceiling going up to our parliament. One, the first person to blame is our parliament. They are supposed to check and balance what the executive is doing, but they have failed us. It is this parliament that passed the debt ceiling to go up to 9 trillion. So we can also blame partially to parliament. You cannot just say because the president is the head of the state. He is not a dictator. He does not dictate everything. Everything goes through our parliament. So our parliament has a portion of blame. Two, you cannot tell us because the president is head of state, he have to macromanage everything. No, we have the people who are supposed to check and balance everything in this country. Talk about the ministers. After President Uhuru Kenyatta realizing that our economy is not in the right direction, he sent home the then CS in charge of treasury. He recommended change of individuals who are supposed to check and balance the treasury. The budget committee was changed because the budget committee is the one who recommended and brought the bill in parliament of adding or increasing the debt ceiling. So President Kenyatta have realized the mistakes were done by the previous holders of the treasury and the budget committee. That's what now he's trying to correct. And that's why he decided to set them away. Two, three, I want to say that whatever is happening today is as a result of what happened yesterday. Are we together? So our economy was destroyed by those people. And that's why we have to correct them.
Bwana Kehoro, while still on the topic of debt, do we have what it takes as a country to pay back what we owe while still progressing with development?
Thank you very much, Kevin, for giving me this opportunity to first of all reply to my friend. My friend have just said that the budget or the debt ceiling is made in parliament, and I agree with him. It is made in parliament. But he should first of all understand the type of government that we have as a country. We have a type of a government which is comprises of the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. The work of the legislature, what do we call in the work of the legislature in paperwork or constitutionally wise, is to check and balance all the arms of the government, to check and balance. But what do our legislatures do? Their work is just paper pushing. They paper push what the president wants. In the country that we live today, you cannot, as an elected member of parliament of the ruling party, you cannot go or you cannot bypass what the president wants. So saying that President Kenyatta is not the man to blame, it's a lie. Who sends those people to push up the debt ceiling? It is the president. If he wasn't the one, he could not be ascending to those bills after they are passed by parliament. If it's the good man that Murugu want to put him, he could not have ascended to that debt ceiling. So Uhuru Kenyatta is the man to blame, and he has just said that the government is not the presidency, and to remind him that if the presidency rots, the whole government rots. A government is like a family. If the father of the family fails, the entire family fails. I just want to remind him of something that happened in China in 1976. Before 1976, there was this guy called Chairman Mao, the famous Mao. Mao Zedong was then deputized, or his vice president was then Xi Jinping. I mean, these guys were always together. Chairman Mao was remembered for one thing, or is just remembered for one thing, or two things. One, he made China, the Republic of China, very united. I mean, there was peace in China. Chairman Mao, like President Kenyatta, is remembered for another thing, which is he refused the Japanese to conquer or to take control of China. That's why he's remembered for only two things. One, unity. Two, fighting the warring nation of Japan. But Chairman Mao refused to make China a global economic giant. Why? He restricted so many development issues that could have made China a global nation, a global economic giant. But his deputy, his immediate deputy, who was then Xi Jinping, after coming in power, he made all these corrections, and that's why today China remains an economic giant, because of the change of the guard at the helm. I mean, Chairman Mao had all those who surrounded him to advise him, including his deputy, but he seemed to be a zombie. He never listened. But when his immediate advisor or his immediate senior most in the country came at the helm of the power, I mean, the economy worked. That's the same situation we are having in Kenya. I mean, you have the president who is all concerned about peace, and I am not saying peace is bad for this country. It's very good for this country. But as we look at peace, we look for international relations. I mean, we need the economy of this country to work.
Yes, and you still haven't answered my question. Do we have what it takes as a country to, well, one, revive the economy, and two, to continue with development, and three, to pay back what we owe as national debt?
Thank you very much. I was just about to answer that question. That as a country, we are in a situation that is, I mean, a very serious situation. I mean, we have huge debt to replenish, as well as unfinished infrastructure projects, and as well as making the economy work. Post-corona. And after looking at those things that are of concerns to us as Kenyans, I mean, we should bring out an individual who understands all these things clearly. I mean, an individual who can do the replenishing of the debt, who can do the economy, who can tackle the economy very well so that people feel some warmth in their pocket, as well as stabilize this economically in all diverse manner. And that individual cannot come or cannot be appointed to us by the outgoing president. I mean, in any organization, Bwana Kelvin, in any organization, the head of the organization, if he or she is exiting out of power, that individual ensures that the successor or his successor is a failure, so that he is remembered. We tried it and we rejected as Kenyans. We shall reject this time now.
Bwana WM.
Let me come in. No, he has run away from the question of whether our country is in a position to pay the debt and then continue with the development agenda. Let me say that we are not worse than we were in 2002 when Kibaki took it over. So I can say we need only to have a well-organized government with sober minds, not populist, with people who understand how economy works and how development works, and we are going to have a great country. So we are not bad off. We are in the right track. We only need to do 1, 2, 3 here and there. We need only to know how we are going to add the tax base. We have more taxpayers, not more taxes. More taxpayers because we have those people who have been evading tax, and you have seen those people have been defending those people who evade tax. When the government decide that we have seen this brewery is not paying taxes, we want to add the tax base, but we have seen those people in this country who want to defend them. These are the enemies of this country. They are the enemy of the growth of this country. We need more taxes to be paid to pay the debt and to ensure there is what we call development. So I can say we are well taken care of. Yeah.
Allow me to answer him. To answer my friend Wambugu Murugu. Wambugu Murugu have just said that we are not badly doing off like compared to 2002. That's a total lie. He should go back and look at his statistics. Remember, Moi left this country at a debt of less than a trillion. Less than a trillion. Kibaki came and raised it a further more. Uhuru Kenyatta have borrowed, I mean, more than all these presidents combined. Reason being, poor leadership.
But then there was a negative growth rate. We have 8% growth rate as we speak. The GDP then, GDP now. He's not considering those things. He's just considering numbers and the figures. You know, you cannot tell us because there was no debt and there is debt, we shall not continue. We shall continue because our economy is growing. We are having mechanisms to ensure that we have more taxes. The tax then was not well corrected. It was going to an individual's pocket. Today, we are saying this. And this is what President Kenyatta is doing now. If this company is not paying tax, pay tax, we pay our loan, we continue development. But these people who are in those side of populism, those people want to keep on telling us that, who want to lecture us as if they are not in the government. They want to tell us that that President Kenyatta has failed, but they have no plan on how to correct that mistake.
Yes. Finally, before we proceed, Bwana Kihoro.
I just want to sympathize with my friend Wambugu Murugu. Wambugu Murugu is saying that we should look at the growth rate of the economy. But who publishes this growth rate? I mean, the dailies, it is in the public domain that our debt ceiling is less than 10 trillion. Yet we know, if you go to the global statistics, our debt ceiling, our debt right now currently, it's at 12 trillion. Both external and internal debts. They are at 12 trillion. That tells you the type of government we have. And to add on what he has just said, that the government is ensuring that people pay taxes so that they can pay debts. I want to tell my friend Murugu, the economy is not measured on how much tax individuals pay. In the times of Kibaki, if you remember, it's when so many media houses came into rise. Reason being, the government created an enabling environment for these institutions to rise. In the times of Kibaki, it's when the famous Bank of Murang'a, the Equity Bank, came to rise. It is during the times of Kibaki. Reason being, the government was not in the war with business people. It was not running helter-skelter, trying to chase those who don't agree with them politically and saying that they evade taxes. I mean, the government was there to ensure that businessmen or investors got an enabled environment for them to thrive.
But Wambugu just became very, very combative. What is on your mind?
I like what my good friend Kihoro is talking about. That I don't know even he finished. He said that you don't measure the economy by the tax being paid. That is a lie. If an economy is performing well, then we must see it in the way people pay tax. You see, are we together? You see, these people in the other side of populism, they want to tell us that we have not to pay tax. Let me say this. Let me be very clear. We have to pay tax. There is no other avenue that a government is going to have money other than having taxes being limited to the government. And let me say this. President Kibaki was able to take this government to where it is from where Moi left it as a result of ensuring there is debt. No, there is enough tax, and that tax was well budgeted for. But come to the time of President Uhuru Kenyatta, there was that debt from Kibaki time. There was this development agenda, and the resources were not enough. So the president was to have a strategy. Why don't we manage our budget? He found that there are a number of business people who were created during Kibaki time who are not paying tax, but they are depending on us. What are we going to do? We are going to ensure they pay tax so that we can be able to continue with the development agenda and we reduce on the debt. And that's what he's doing today. We must, and I want to repeat this, we must ensure everybody is paying tax. President Uhuru Kenyatta government is not in fight with businesses. He is in fight with those people who are not paying tax. And I can tell you that. Because we have never seen an individual who have been taken to court with no basis or no evidence. Kihoro would like, I would like to hear from Kihoro any single individual who is in court and he has paid the taxes. I want to tell you, we have seen also a number of businesses coming up during under the leadership of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Was Daisak Media there before? It was not there. It is a business. It is an investment. So we have never seen President Kenyatta preventing the Daisak Media growing. So Kihoro is just there to trying to continue with their politics of populism, lies, propagandas, and we allow them to go with that because they have no agenda. They have no ideas on how to grow an economy. They only have ideas on how to fight every agenda, be it fighting corruption, be it anything that is there, they have to fight, and they don't originate with anything. They only fight. Last time I was there, I told you, their leader, that is the independent deputy president, is always there to look what others are trying to come up with and fight. He has never originated in anything. Not even a single bill in this country. Not even a single policy in this country. He's always there to fight. And I sympathize with my brother Kihoro. You need to run away from that. You are a young man. You are a brilliant man. We need this mind somewhere else. Well utilized. Maybe in a government. Stop lying. Stop following these people who know well how to to sell propagandas. Please learn away from it. Come to the right track. We need you to be a good leader who has a vision, but populism won't help you.
That is very, very triggering. It is sad that we just run out of time when the conversation just becomes, gets to a certain degree of hot. Bwana Kehoro, I will give you a minute, a very, very brief minute to make your final statements.
Thank you very much, Bwana Kelvin.
Just very briefly, please. We're already out of time.
First of all, before I respond, first of all, you have to protect me from this guy. I mean, these people are known. They are violent in nature. That's their nature. They are violent. So, before I answer that, I just want to say that. I mean, my friend did not get me very clearly. I mean, I want him to show me companies, industries that have come up strong from ground to somewhere during the time of Uhuru Kenyatta. I mean, there is none.
Dissect one of them because we have freedom to mention it.
Because
we don't.
For instance, in the times of Kibaki, there was the Equity Bank. It is there. Everyone can quote it. There was this Safaricom thing. I mean, motorbikes came in this country. There is everything that we can say about why Kibaki. He's here telling us that there are so many businesses that have come in the times of Uhuru Kenyatta. That's a lie. Another thing is saying that the government is not in a war with the business people. I can tell you that's a lie. Remember, all those who are being fought because of maybe tax evasion, and mark you, those people have not been taken in court and jailed for evading to pay taxes. I mean, if these cases were genuine cases, these individuals could be rotting in jails. But how many individuals have been arrested for evading taxes? None. How many have cases that can go through and for them to be jailed? None. So the government is in war with its people. For doing what? For not agreeing politically.
Oh, wow.
I like
I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I really have to end this. My director is screaming at me that we have completely exhausted the time allocated to us. But I would love to talk to the two of you again about the economy. Keep this conversation going. I'll organize with my producer and we'll get you back as soon as possible, because there has to be a second part to this conversation. And unfortunately, that is all the time that we had for Hotspot today. I have been Kelvin Mungai. I have been joined by Bwana Kehoro and Bwana WM, who are residents of Murang'a town. Is that right? Yes, and the conversation will continue in a day or two when we get them back here. That is, if your time allows you to do so. So stay tuned, because after the short break, Wairimu Mogo will be coming up with a conversation on cryptocurrencies, and it is one conversation you do not want to miss. For now, though, let's take a short commercial break.